Hey, welcome everyone. Didn't expect to go live tonight, but this document just hit. This is a letter from the law office of Mark A. Bederow to Robert Cosgrove and Kenneth Mello. 14 pages, and I guess there's also a second letter that I don't have. There was also a response to this letter, I believe, too. But we gotta go over it tonight. I know that Glare is also doing a show tonight, which I hope people check out. I hope you check us both out, whether you watch one on the replay. I think the more the merrier on this. I hope everybody is covering this. And the reason I want to go tonight is because I don't have time. I got a big show tomorrow at 7 p.m. I was thinking I might do it tomorrow, but I don't have time tomorrow either. So, so I'm like, I have to do it tonight. I have to get to this. This is just wild. This email that went out. Email letter. Again, from the law offices of Mark Bederow to Robert Cosgrove and Robert Mello. Oh, Kenneth Mello. Excuse me. Call him Robert. Kenneth Mello. So Robert Cosgrove and Kenneth Mello. 14 pages. And it's wild. It is wild. You just say this is to see what they're actually sitting on. And this letter is basically putting the prosecution on the defense. Dear Messrs. Cosgrove and Mello, this letter serves as a specific request under Brady versus Maryland, USC 83, Gigolo versus United States 405, US 150, Graham versus District Attorney for Hampton District 493, Mass 348, and Rule 14 of the Massachusetts Rules of Criminal Procedure for the prompt disclosure of an unaltered and complete extraction report from the cellular phone Lindsay Gattani provided from Massachusetts State Police Detective Lieutenant Brian Tully and Trooper Nicholas Guarino on or about January 10th, 2024. This letter is submitted under preliminary impoundment, considering its reference to impounded Verizon records recently reviewed by defense counsel. And there's a reason I believe that this letter is now coming out, because there was a hearing this week, and there was a sidebar, and I think the sidebar was about this info being able to be shared with the world. Here we go. I'm going to read more of this. Page 2. Any information in the possession, custody, or control of the Norfolk County District Attorney's offices and or the Special Assistant District Attorneys assigned to Aiden Kearney's matters, the Commonwealth, that tends to impair the credibility of any possible witnesses against Mr. Kearney, including but not limited to Juliana Nagel, Matthew McCabe, Jennifer McCabe, Chris Albert, Colin Albert, Elizabeth Proctor, Brian Albert, Miss Gattani, Mass State Police Trooper Michael Proctor, Sergeant Yuri Bukhenik, Detective Lieutenant Tully, and Trooper Guarino, including but not limited to evidence related to any investigations into any witness conduct by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts, the FBI, I want to go back to this, what we're skipping here, too. Actually, I want to check the chat real quick. How am I sounding? You can hear me good? Glam Seuss, thank you for the 5 Young Jerk memberships. Wait till you see what we got in here tonight. This is just... Wait till you see this stuff tonight, folks. So basically this part here, July 22nd, less than 1 month after Trooper Proctor testified in Commonwealth versus Reed, the Commonwealth notified Reed's counsel and several other attorneys with other matters that Trooper Proctor has been suspended without pay. that he was the subject of a Mass State Police Internal Affairs investigation. They also disclosed an unofficial transcript of Proctor's testimony in the Reed case. On August 13th, co-counsel Tim Bradel sent Mr. Cosgrove an email seeking any appropriate Brady and Giglio disclosures regarding, I think I'm saying that wrong, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. Disclosures regarding Trooper Proctor. We have not received a response to that request. The Commonwealth recently notified Reed's counsel that it was not in possession of an extraction report from Trooper Proctor's Mass State Police cell phone and content from his Mass State Police cloud account. The Commonwealth is so concerned with Trooper Proctor's dreadful credibility that on September 9th, it announced he would not be called as a prosecution witness versus Brian Walsh, even though he's the lead investigator in a horrific case against a man accused of murdering and then dismembering his wife. That's the first footnote here so far. Well, that's actually the second, because we had this one over here, which we did read. Okay. So we got all the footnotes. Okay, let's get to this part. So they're asking for a complete set of grand jury minutes, any recorded statements of witnesses who testified before the grand juries, which indicted Mr. Kearney in December 2023 and February 2024, for which an indictment against him and Karen Reed was unsuccessfully sought in March 2024, and for which any other indictment was sought against Mr. Kearney and others related to his conduct. I also write to inform you that in the event Mr. Mello does not voluntarily recuse himself from the prosecution team in compliance with Rule 3-7 of the Mass Rules of Professional Conduct in Commonwealth versus Patterson, on other grounds, Commonwealth versus Britt, we will seek his immediate disqualification at the September 26th appearance because he is an essential defense trial witness. So Aiden talked about this. This is the letter notifying them. The letter saying, you're not going to be able to be on this case anymore, buddy, because you're going to be a witness for us. Wow. Now it talks about, Bradel has not responded to anything. Here we go. And this is the key. They got an extraction of everything. This is where it's going to start getting good here. All right, the extraction report from Miss Gattani's cellular phone. In April 2024, Mr. Mello provided the defense with an extraction report from Miss Gattani's cell phone. On July 11th, after the defense expressed concerns about the completeness of the report, Mr. Cosgrove assured the court in defense that whatever the communications are, they're all turned over. However, notwithstanding Miss I don't even know how to say it, Gattani's acknowledgement that she communicated via text message with Detective Lieutenant Tully and Mr. Mello and then deleted the messages. Sound familiar? There's always deletions going on with these people, right? The extraction report does not contain any text messages between and among Miss Gattani, Detective Lieutenant Tully, and Mr. Mello, except for one. Miss Gattani sent Detective Lieutenant Tully at 10:48 on December 23rd, 2023. Wow. Here's the text. This is what she sent to Tully 2 days before Christmas. It's when all the shit got crazy. This is what she wrote. She said, Ken, it was Ken Mello, Ken said to call you, but I can't now. Mr. Kearney is knocking on the bathroom door. I have to go back out. Please don't text or call and tell Ken not to because he wants to see my phone. I'm deleting our calls and texts right now. Don't respond until you hear from me. Nor does the extraction report provided to the defense include a media file Leah Ganduso sent Ms. Gattani during a text message exchange a few weeks prior to Mr. Kearney's arrest. This media file appears to have played a significant role in Ms. Gattani's effort to have Mr. Mello make her a witness against Mr. Kearney. Page 5. On December 9th, 2023, Ms. Gattani reached out to Ms. Ganduso, specifically because she knew Ms. Ganduso despised Mr. Kearney. Around the same time, Ms. Gattani began communicating regularly with Catherine Peter, Krusty Panties, another individual she knew. You know, and I don't like using that, but she really is. So she earned it. Another individual she knew was an outspoken enemy of Mr. Kearney. On the evening of December 11th, 2 weeks before Mr. Kearney's arrest for allegedly intimidating witnesses, Gattani, Ms. Ganduso, and Ms. Gattani engaged in the following text exchange. All right, I'm going to take a quick break right now. Just want to check and see. All right, 1,200 you guys are watching. Wow, 11:43 at night. I'm going to take a quick cup of coffee. This is going to get better and better, too, tonight. You want me to get the banner off? I'm sorry. Did I have that on there too long? He says me $2. He tells me $2. He says me $2, Mr. Beat Hook, to tell me to turn off the banners on the screen. All right, we'll turn you off. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. That's why I have to check in with you guys. Make sure everything's good. Can you hear me right now? You can hear me well? Is Mike teasing us? No, you're teasing me. We're all teasing each other. We should be in a good mood. I got to say, too, I didn't even mention the dinner that everyone's talking about was amazing the other night, 2 nights ago. And in Dedham, we met up. Just amazing. It was I sat next to Bederow and we just we couldn't stop laughing like about some of the stuff that's gone on, and it was just great to see him and meet him in person, and meet Nurse Kim in person for the first time, to meet LTL for the first time, the Galera I met for the first time in person. So it was pretty wild. And Richie, no, I had met Richie before. Yeah. So it was a great night. It was really fun, and really happy that I got to be a part of that with Mazza too. Mazza, I got to tell you, the Galera is the man. I hope you're watching him tonight too. He offered to buy us, like 4 of us, dinner. He offered to buy LTL dinner. He offered to buy myself dinner and Mazza. LTL and myself were like, no, we're not allowing you to pay. We want to buy you dinner. And Will wouldn't accept that. So like I was gonna actually pay for Mazza because I felt like I owed Mazza. And we settled by saying, you know what, if you just pay for Mazza, that will help me out, and you'll be the man. So let's just settle with that. And Will, that's what happened. Will paid for Mazza's meal, which was awesome. So I just got to say, Will is really a great guy. Everybody there. It's a really good night. It's so funny to see the troll so upset because we all took a night off and had a meal together and enjoyed each other's company. Like, how is that scandalous? But it just shows you how weak these people are. When we have this, look what we have on our side. The documentation here, which we're going to go over here. Yeah. I was happy to see it too. All right. Let's read more of this. On December 9th, Miss Gattani reached out to Miss Gaduso specifically. I already read that. Okay. Yeah, let's read her text. This is the text. This is a text chain now. This is where it's going to get interesting. This is between Gaduso and Gattani. Miss Gaduso says, I think by going to Mello and becoming a part of this on a DL down low will inevitably help be another stepping stool into getting Mr. Carney put away for a substantial period of time. Aiden's going to have a big reality check very soon and will be in jail before the summer. I really stand fast to that. So this is, got to think about this. This is December 9th. This is a long time before Aiden had an incident around Christmas with Miss Gattani. So she's plotting right now with Gaduso. Miss Gaduso continues to text, holy crap, I just thought of something. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then she sends a media file to Miss Gattani. Now, there's a footnote here about Miss Gaduso was a Mass State Police trooper who resigned in 2018 after an internal affairs investigation concluded that she concealed her prior involvement with a drug dealing operation. Mr. Carney's reporting initially drew attention to this issue. For brevity purposes, I've included only the portion of the text exchange relevant to the demands included in this letter. All right, Miss Gattani responds, I'm going to call Mello tomorrow. Miss Gattani, listening now. Miss Gattani, oh my God, did not even think of that. Miss Gaduso says, yep. Miss Gaduso again responds back, it took me all day for the lights to come on. Miss Gattani, haha, I can't believe me and Kate didn't either because we were literally talking about the bogus witness intimidation charges he filed on her and how he is considered a witness. Oh my God, the joy it would give me to play him at his own game. So this is your lead witness against Aiden Carney. And she's admitting before all this bullshit that she was going to play a game against him. Are you kidding me? We all knew this was true too. Like, this is just to actually see the text though, to see what they were writing back and forth. Miss Gaduso writes 100%. Miss Gattani writes back, I still think he'll be stupid, cocky enough to post shit about me, even if he knows I'm a witness. But at least I know he will be charged if he does. Mello is our only hope right now. The extraction report provided to the defense is also missing Miss Peters' responses to Miss Gattani's messages, describing her interactions with Detective Lieutenant Tully and Mr. Mello. This missing evidence is significant because Miss Peters' prior messages demonstrate that she convinced Miss Gattani that she had direct access to Mr. Mello. Hopefully I'm not, I think I sounded like Kevin for a second there. Sorry. It's late. It's a late night tonight. I wasn't prepared to have a show tonight, but we gotta present this. I am gonna post all this, the PDF, hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow morning, in a couple different Facebook groups. The Justice for John O'Keefe Turtle Boy official website on Facebook. There, the Facebook group. I'm gonna post it there in the file section, hopefully, and I'm also gonna post it in the Young Jerks file section, and probably the Turtle Boy, the fans one too as well, you know, if they allow files. So whatever, of those groups allow files. I'm gonna try to post this PDF up so people can review it themselves. All right. So talk about Mello, how she was speaking directly with him about Miss Gattani and Mr. Carney, and then placed Miss Gattani into direct contact with Mr. Mello. Talk about Kay Peters. Directly with him about Miss Gattani and Mr. Kearney, and then place Miss Gattani into direct contact with Mr. Mello weeks before December 23rd. Miss Peters' responses to Miss Gattani's messages inexplicably disappear from the extraction report on December 14th after Miss Gattani texted her, Miss Peter, that she met with Detective Tully and she wanted to discuss the meeting with her. As substantially corroborated by the above described evidence, the defense alleges that Miss Gattani secretly sought to harm Mr. Carney by misrepresenting herself as someone else online. At the same time, she pretended to support him during their romantic relationship. So, while they were romantically together, she had a fake account. The defense further alleges that she secretly formed an alliance with Miss Peter and Miss Gunduso, the purpose of which was to exploit Mr. Mello into making her a witness against Mr. Carney to increase the likelihood that he would be arrested. Clearly, the missing media file and text messages are relevant, discoverable, and almost certainly favorable to the defense. So where are those messages? Where are they? We are concerned the Mass State Police has intentionally deceived you by excluding discoverable and exculpatory evidence from the extraction report provided by the defense, which, if true, would constitute a flagrant Brady violation. On January 10th, Miss Gattani provided her cellular phone to Detective Lieutenant Tully and Trooper Guarino for the purpose of having it extracted. So now they're going after Guarino about what he did in the Karen Reed case and how flawed it was. Same with Sandra Birchmore. So now they were requesting that they interview Michael Proctor and Guarino and Detective Tully and inform the defense whether they unintentionally or intentionally withheld information that should have been included in the extraction report. And if so, promptly disclose it to the defense, a complete, accurate, and thorough extraction report for Miss Gattani's cell phone, and make any other proper disclosures that may be required as a result of your findings with respect to Detective Lieutenant Tully's and Trooper Guarino's handling and extraction of Miss Gattani's cell phone. Now, we're on page 9 right now. This goes to page 14. You can tell I'm getting a little cotton mouth tonight. It's late. It's really, I'm always cotton mouth at night. I got the dry mouth or something. So I'm just going to check out some of your comments here. Got a super chat that came in. Imagine under any circumstances realizing that Mello is your only hope. Very good point, Dreamer. That is such a good point. Yeah, you guys know I got cotton mouth. You can tell when I got. It's so funny when I'm walking dogs. I'm like, I never have trouble talking when I'm, in the middle of the afternoon. Why do I have trouble with the show sometimes? All right. We gotta get through this. This is pretty amazing to see this in writing, to see Bederow in action. This is why Bederow is here. And apparently there's a second letter that's apparently has exhibits. I think my source might have meant to send it to me because I got sent the same file twice. So I think they meant to send it to me, but I didn't get it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Glera might have it. He's talking about that tonight. I hope everyone's checking him out too tonight. I also want to make sure you check us out tomorrow night. I got a great show tomorrow night with a gentleman who runs an audit company that does police audits, who wrote the letter about the Canton police audit being really shady and why he's not bidding on it. And he's a former state police officer as well, Massachusetts state police officer, the second one that's coming on the show. And he's an auditor who helped who helped indict. Basically, his report led to the indictment of a local police chief. So this is going to be a big show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'd expect some fireworks from him tomorrow night. I talked to him briefly today, and I was like, holy shit, I wish all this was on the show right now. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Or maybe it's tonight. It's almost, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be Sunday night, Sunday at 7 p.m. All right, let's try to get through this tonight. The Commonwealth's theory is that Mr. Carney intimidated Trooper Proctor, which is laughable. How does a state police officer get intimidated? Come on. All right, let's read that laughable. The Commonwealth's theory is that Mr. Carney intimidated Trooper Proctor based upon comments he made on his YouTube show. I'm trying not to laugh at that. That's just, how does a state trooper get intimidated by comments someone made on a YouTube show? That's even. They allege that Mr. Carney's intimidated Sergeant Bukhenik by shouting his opinion at Sergeant Bukhenik that Trooper Proctor was corrupt and an effing joke, and that Sergeant Bukhenik was a loser. So, I mean, Chris Albert can call everyone a loser. How come that isn't intimidation? See Commonwealth's revised bill of particulars dated August 1st, 2024. Detective Lieutenant Tully is the lead investigator in this case. As such, their credibility is an issue, and the defense is entitled to any information in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, or control that tends to impeach their credibility. Remarkably, all three are presently under internal affairs investigation. Then they link to the story where it talks about all three of them being under investigation. This is great. This is when I think Mello and Cosgrove probably shit themselves. They were probably just like, "Oh shit, we're now they're like, we're on the defense now." And Mello is literally on the defense now. He's a defense witness. It looks like he may be a defense witness in this. Let's read more. As noted, Supra, the Commonwealth has acknowledged the existence of Trooper Proctor's substantial credibility problems in Brady letters sent to numerous attorneys in July and September 2024. So Trooper Proctor's got credibility issues. We all know that. The Commonwealth has further acknowledged that it possesses extraction reports for his cell phone and data from his cloud account, including the despicable and misogynist text messages introduced at the Reed trial. Our demand includes a transcript from Trooper Proctor's testimony against Ms. Reed, copies of his text messages admitted into evidence at the Reed trial, and any other text messages which tend to impair his credibility in any matter in which he was involved. See Graham. With respect to Sergeant Bukhenik, we demand any evidence, documentation, or information in the Commonwealth possession, custody, or control. It's the same thing. They want all his info. And look at this right here. This is great. this is so funny. Like I'm having such like almost like deja vu in this reading this because this is stuff that Bederow has talked about on our show related to the Karen Reed trial. And he's literally bringing in, look at this. You saw what I just highlighted. I'm going to read it specifically right here, this part. Specifically, Sergeant Bukhenik swore on direct examination that video evidence from a garage at the Canton Police Department was a fair and accurate depiction of how an SUV appeared in the garage when Sergeant Bukhenik assuredly knew that the video, in fact, was a mirrored or inverted depiction which flipped the SUV in the video and thus concealed critical evidence from the jury, including the true location and condition of the right rear taillight of the SUV, and Trooper Proctor's present directly next to the right rear taillight. It's amazing. It's like stuff Bederow said on the show is right in this filing. This demand includes any notes, documentation, or other evidence demonstrating that Sergeant Bukhenik discussed the garage video with other members of the Mass State Police, the Canton Police Department, the Commonwealth, or anyone else associated with the Reed prosecution team. Wow. See, this could help Karen Reed. Totally could help Karen Reed here. Amazing. And this is probably how they're going to try to take out some of these prosecution witnesses of the Karen Reed defense if they ever, retry her. Let's read more. In addition to any information that tends to discredit any prosecution witness, we specifically demand disclosure of any and all materials, documents, and information in the Commonwealth's possession, custody, or control that tends to adversely impact the credibility of Trooper Proctor, Sergeant Bukhenik, Detective Lieutenant Tully, and Trooper Guarino, including but not limited to any evidence related to the Mass State Police Internal Affairs investigation or any other agency's investigation. This is where it gets wild, folks. I'm going to take a quick check your comments. Take a sip of my drink. All right, let's check the super chats real quick. Take the banners down. The banner doesn't matter on there, does it? Are you talking about the smaller banner? I don't think it makes any difference. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. The only banner that's blocking you is the one that I'm putting up with your comment. So it said, can you just please read the letter, you stoner? I think I've just pretty much have been reading it. I mean, besides the little breaks, a couple comments there, here and there. Christ, I've already gotten through 10 pages. That was a little harsh, Pete. I also think you're kind of I don't know. If you smoke weed and you said that, okay. But if you're a non-smoker saying that, you kind of a bigot. Just saying. All right. Yeah, shut up, Pete. Tough crowd. Not as tough as me. Anytime someone calls me a stoner like that, it's like, hey, you want to arm wrestle? You want to do a push? What contest do you want to do? You want to do a walk? I'll beat you in walking. I'll beat you in walking. Running. Arm wrestling, leg wrestling, push-ups. What do you want? Pull-ups? I'll smoke 5 joints and I'll beat you. I'll do it with a joint in my mouth. Oh, well, okay, let's get back to this. No more boasting. No more trash talking. You got me trash talking. Too late for that. All right, let's get back to this because this is big right here. Evidence of promises, rewards, and inducements. We demand disclosure of any promise. Any promise. Think about that. Especially with what we know about KP. Let me read that again. Especially with what we know about LG, too. All these people. This is what I want to know. I mean, I want to know. Big time. We demand disclosure of any promise, reward, or inducements to any potential witness of which the Commonwealth is aware, including but not limited to financial consideration, travel reimbursement, witness fees, car service, child care, social services, or assistance, leniency in any criminal investigation or prosecution. Who might that be? Who might be trying to get some assistance, leniency in any criminal investigation or prosecution? I can think of a couple people. They also want grand jury testimony and statement of witnesses. There it is. You have previously informed counsel that the defense has been provided with relevant grand jury testimony. To the extent that we have not been provided with all grand jury testimony and statements of testifying witnesses, demand is made for a complete set of grand jury minutes and the statements of any witnesses who testified before the grand juries which returned indictments against Mr. Carney in December 2023 and February 2024, respectively. Demand is also made with respect to the grand jury proceeding which sought Mr. Carney's and Karen Reed's indictment for witness intimidation, but which resulted in a no true bill. It's so funny. I'm going to go off script here and stop reading from the letter, unlike the people who don't like me to. But I have to note, no true bill. Who said that all the time? No true bill. That was Kevin Linehan talking about there was no true bill on the federal indictment, which was false. And they kept saying Karen and Aid were going to get indicted together, but that was the actual no true bill. So the witness intimidation against Karen Reed, the joint indictment with Aiden and Karen Reed for intimidation, that one resulted in a no true bill against Mr. Carney and Miss Reed on or about March 27, 2024. See, this is around the time that they were coming after me, you know? A little before that, you know, in January. So this is March 27th. And any other grand jury proceedings commenced against Mr. Carney and or others related to him or his defense for witness intimidation or related charges. I mean, one of them could be me. Who the hell knows? We don't know. Could be any of us. This shit's crazy. This is where it gets fun, folks. Disqualification of Special ADA Assistant District Attorney Mello. ADA Mello. They want him disqualified. Information extracted from Ms. Gattani's cell phone confirms that approximately 2 weeks prior to December 23rd. This is where it really gets good. 2 weeks prior to December 23rd. Mr. Mello was in direct communication with Miss Gattani, Miss Peter, and Detective Lieutenant Tully, presumably for the purpose of discussing Mr. Carney's eventual arrest via the alleged witness intimidation of Miss Gattani. On December 11th, Miss Gattani, in a message to Miss Caduso, described Mr. Mello as our only hope now. Our only hope now. Notice how he highlights OUR, because it shows that they're a team. Their witnesses are conspiring. Mr. Mello's testimony regarding his conversations with Ms. Gattani and or others acting on her behalf is significant to Mr. Carney's defense that Ms. Gattani and others used Mr. Mello to orchestrate Mr. Carney's arrest well before December 23rd. Well, think about that. This was in the works before December 23rd. The curious timeline of events leading to Mr. Carney's arrest requires Mr. Mello's testimony at trial. Only Mr. Mello can explain why he arranged to make Ms. Gattani a witness against Mr. Carney by having Detective Lieutenant Tully serve her with a grand jury summons on December 22nd, 1 day before. See how that's highlighted too? 1 day before? So that's important. This was 1 day before Mr. Carney allegedly committed witness intimidation against Ms. Gattani, and 2 days after Mr. Mello completed a grand jury investigation into alleged witness intimidation unrelated to Ms. Gattani. So think about that. Let me read that again because I did add a little commentary into it. And 2 days after Mr. Mello completed a grand jury investigation into alleged witness intimidation unrelated to Ms. Gattani. So after he loses, he starts up with Ms. Gattani. I'm going to read more. Ms. Gattani did not testify before a grand jury until February 1st, 2024. Her testimony resulted in an indictment related only to events from December 23rd, after she received a grand jury summons. So think about that. The only indictment that resulted because of her testimony related only to the events on December 23rd. And that was after she had already received a grand jury summons, after she was already in cahoots with the prosecution. Here it is. I'm going to read more. The obvious questions relevant to Mr. Carney's defense, which only Mr. Mello can answer, remain. Why was Ms. Gattani served a summons in connection with a concluded grand jury presentation? See that? That's huge right there. Let me read that again, because this is key right here. This is so big. We know why. I mean, let's just answer the question logically. Why do you think Ms. Gattani was served a summons in connection with a concluded grand jury presentation? It's pretty obvious why. So the grand jury presentation was over, but he made her a witness of a grand jury that was over. Why? Because he wanted her to be a protected witness that he could say was witness intimidated. Right? Does everyone see what I'm saying here? Yeah, it was a setup. I mean, this is Mello basically participating in the setup. Yeah, to make her a witness. You guys get it. You guys see exactly what this is. Yeah. See how obvious this shit is when you put it down and you have someone like Bederow just spend 14 pages on it? Good Bederow and Bredel. I mean, yeah, it matters who you have representing you. We all were like, a lot of us were like a little disappointed at court the other day because like nothing happened, but I wasn't, because I knew what they were arguing about in the sidebar, and I kind of knew it was good because of how long it lasted actually. And I got, we had the dinner party. Everyone knows we had that dinner party. So I got a lot of confirmation. I got a lot of information at that dinner party about what happened in court that day. And here we go. Here we go. This is wild. This is just... And let me just say, for my sources, the judge was eating this shit up. The judge in the sidebar was eating this shit up. And what I mean by that is the judge was like, yeah, this is all allowable. We need to explore that. You know what I mean? That's the type of, the judge was not dismissive of this from the defense. All right, let's read more. So why was Ms. Catani served a summons in connection with a concluded grand jury presentation? We already decided. We already answered that as a group here. But that's part A of the question they have for Mello. And the second part, or part B, is why did she testify for more than 1 month later about events that had not even occurred when she was served the summons? Think about that. Why did she testify more than 1 month later about events that had not even occurred when she was served the summons? So she got served the summons about events that happened the next day. That is a setup. I mean, they really screw themselves. Thank God that Ken Mello is so incompetent. Let's read more of this. Mr. Mello's testimony is also required because he's a direct witness to the critical events of December 23rd. At 12:19 p.m., Miss Catani texted Mr. Carney that she loved him and that she was wrong to speak to Miss Peter. Now, does anyone believe that was real? That she really just decided at that moment that she really loved him and that she was wrong to speak to Miss Peter and that she was wrong to be communicating with Mello and Tully? What do you guys think? You think she was being sincere, that she was in love with him at that point? Or do you think she was doing it because Ken Mello and Tully and Kate Peter wanted her to do it? And she also wanted to do it. Yeah. All right, so she's texting him that she loves him, and that she was wrong to speak to Miss Peter. She then texted Mr. Carney that we should save everything else for in person. Yeah, you should. You should probably not. You should have saved everything for in person, Lindsay. But then Aiden wouldn't come, right? At 4:12 p.m., Miss Catani called Miss Peter and spoke with her for approximately 6 minutes. At 4:56 p.m. and at 4:59 p.m., just hours before Mr. Carney allegedly committed crimes against Miss Catani, Mr. Mello spoke to her. So she speaks to, she sets a date with Aiden. And then what does she do? So at 12:19, she's setting a date with Aiden. At 4:12, she called Miss Peter. And then at 4:56 and 4:59, she spoke to Mr. Mello. So she had not one but two calls with Mello. So a couple hours after setting the date with Aiden, she calls her handlers. During the actual incident, rather than call 911 or the local police for help, at 10:25, Miss Catani instead called Mr. Mello, who, rather than call 911 himself, patched in Detective Lieutenant Tully and Mr. Carney allegedly continued to intimidate Miss Catani. Later again during the incident, Miss Catani called Mr. Mello at 1:16 a.m. and at 3:35 a.m. In other words, Mr. Mello indisputably is a witness to allegedly criminal conduct. Can you believe this? So why Aiden's there, she's calling Mello. And he patches in Tully, and this is unbelievable. Let me read that last sentence. In other words, Mr. Mello indisputably is a witness to alleged criminal conduct that led to him in his capacity as special prosecutor to authorize Mr. Carney's arrest and prosecution. Finally, because Miss Catani deleted her messages with Mr. Mello and the extraction report provided to the defense does not include this discoverable and material evidence, the defense intends to question Mr. Mello about the contents and whereabouts of the evidence on his devices. In these circumstances, Mr. Mello cannot at the same time prosecute Mr. Carney and be a material fact witness. And then they quote the trial law on it. Please feel free to contact us if you wish to discuss any of these issues in advance of the September 26th appearance. Mark A. Bederow. Yeah, seriously. Thank God they are so incompetent. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Bederow is great. He is so good. I feel, guys, I got to say, and ladies, everyone viewing the show, pat yourself on the back. Because I swear to God, because of the support you guys give us, it's made a difference. Because I know the show has made a difference in this case because of Bederow. You know? Kind of discovered him and you guys reacted and supported, and it's taken a life of its own. It's just amazing to see. LTL, thank you so much, bro. LTL and I getting along now, definitely. It's good to see face to face and see who people are. He says, Mike, nice meeting you and breaking bread with you the other night. It was great. I was really happy to get to talk to you, Brian, and meet you in person. And thank you so much. Thank you for the donation and watching. Loving late night, Mike. Spicy Mike. I'm not even that spicy. I'm just kind of blown away by this. It's just like, wow, to see it in writing tonight. Yeah, that's my comment. That's probably my best quote tonight. Thank God that Ken Mello is so incompetent. It is. That was my thank you, Mr. Meat Hook, for recognizing my best moment tonight. Talking about how incompetent Ken Mello is. I'm going to check something real quick because I know apparently there's another letter that I don't have, and I just want to see if I might have received it in the meantime. So I'm looking for that one. And I guess that one has exhibits. There's another letter with exhibits that I want to see. There's also, I believe there was a response too that I saw where they pretty much, it looks like they never acknowledge any of the conflicts and stuff. So that's crazy too. I guess I don't have it yet. You know, I'm going to check by Yahoo. Maybe they sent it to there. If not, we can do it. We'll do it, maybe another show this week on it. Yeah, it looks like I didn't get it. Probably better that we don't get it tonight because I did struggle a little just to get through what we got through. 14 pages, late night. Hope you are well. I'm doing really well. Thank you so much, Kylo Bear. Thank you for the $19.99. Very generous of you. And AZ Nature Chick, she says they're getting beat at their own game. It's so satisfying. It is, isn't it? That's the greatness of this. The truth comes out. That's pretty much what we've all been saying, right? Haley sent $9.99 and says, all we hear is how Leia Gandusa has moved on, yet all really now she simply collaborated with Kate Peter and Lindsay Gattani, Keith Layers, in a criminal conspiracy to frame Aiden Carney. So true. Isn't it? I wish these people would move on. I don't know. Maybe I wonder if any of these people have ever read Moby Dick. Anyone read Moby Dick? Maybe that's what they need. Read some more books about just how hate destroys you. Obsession, hate. It will destroy you. I mean, we're all seeing it right before our eyes, right? There's so much more I want to say tonight, too, that I hear. But let's just put it this way. A lot of attorneys are definitely know about this. A lot of attorneys out there, they talk to each other. It's just hilarious what you hear about Mello. Yeah, she can file whatever she wants. Says Tani has filed a motion through her lawyers claiming Turtle Boy violated the court order regarding these extractions. How could she say that? What has he violated? I don't think he's violated anything. I think he's actually been pretty damn cautious. He hasn't shared it. He's had her phone, all her phone shit, and he didn't share it at all. This is the first time shit's gone public, and it went through his attorney, and it also went through the judge. So the attorney and the judge basically, and basically what the judge apparently said is if it's relevant, if this is relevant, if it's not about her children, if it's not about other shit that doesn't matter, she could file any motion she wants. But I think the judge is already seeing this for what it is. And I think any judge will see it for what it is. So I think this is the beginning and the end of the case against Aiden. I really do. It may not come quickly. Obviously, I think that it's so funny too. We had Bederow on. We were talking about this before, how Aiden's case could help Karen Reed's case. So therefore, it might make sense for them to delay Aiden's case. So I don't know how are they gonna. I don't know how they can go forward with Aiden's case right now. I don't, and it's only gonna help Karen Reed too. I saw a comment about Moby Dick. Let me make sure I got this Moby Dick shit right. Here it is. There we go. Moby Dick highlights the lowest human condition, hatred. And obsession, too, right? Being obsessed. I mean, it's easy to get obsessed with hating on somebody or hating something or it's easy. It's much harder to be positive. especially if you've gone through rough times. But it's weird. Like I've become much more positive in life, probably over the last like 5-10 years. And it is like kind of hard at first, but after a while it's not. It's weird. It's just it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, I believe. Not saying that it's going to make a difference in all cases. Obviously, if you have terminal cancer, it's probably not going to help you. So Kylo B says, Moby Dick, they wouldn't be able to get the boat away from the dock, perhaps catching a goldfish. I was just reading your comments at this point, folks. Oh, I got something else too. I got to make sure I promote tonight. Damn it. I thought I had it up earlier. Hold on one second. There's a fundraiser going on right now for a couple things. Pinned in the chat. If you want to support Turtle Boy Defense Fund, he could definitely use some more cash in there. It's pinned at the top of the chat. So if you can afford it, please give a donation to the Turtle Boy Defense Fund, pinned at the top of the chat. Also, the Karen Reed Defense Fund, through Nick Rocco, is doing a contest right now, or some kind of a raffle, where it's basically, if you give $50 donation to the Karen Reed Defense Fund, freekarenreed.net, you can basically get a chance to have dinner with her and her attorney. And I put my $50 in. If I win, I have to decide who am I going to take. Am I going to take Mazza Media or am I going to take my girlfriend? I'm leaning towards Mazza Media right now. We'll see, unless the girlfriend gives me a big stink about it. But I think she'll be cool if it's Mazza. If I win. So what I want you guys to do is to buy a ticket, $50 donation to Karen Reed Defense Fund, and you get in. You have to basically send a message with a screen capture of the donation to Nick Rocco after, and then you're in the contest. You're in to win a dinner date with Karen Reed. You get to bring one guest if you win. And if you win, I hope you bring me. So I hope you guys all join this. And if you win, you bring me to it. And we have a great time with Karen Reed and her attorney. So I'm going to try to put that on the screen. But if you want to learn more information about that, you can contact Kelly Reed. You can contact Nick Rocco. But it's also in the Karen Reed Facebook group. The Justice for John O'Keefe and Karen Reed, Turtle Boy official Facebook group. There's some posts in there about that. So if you want more information, let me see if I can get that on the screen right now. Hold on one second. But it's a cool fundraiser. I love it. Like, I'm in. I put my $50 in, and I hope I win it. I'll bring Mazza. One second. I want to try to bring this up before we go tonight. I'm sorry. I thought I had it up earlier. I don't know what happened to it. I restarted everything. That's why. Damn it. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to have this up in a minute. There it is. So this is the group right here. It's the Justice for Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed Turtle Boy official group. Join that group. And what you're going to see is here's the post right here. giveaway. This giveaway will be open for 2.5 weeks. There will be 2 winners. 2 winners will be able to bring a guest to dinner on 10/18 at 5:30 in Boston with David and Karen. So you get to eat dinner with David Yannetti and Karen Reed. Dinner is included if you win. 2 winners will receive the name of the restaurant. Please make a $50 donation. So this is how you make a donation. You can go to freekarenreed.net, or you can go on Venmo. It's at Karen-Reed-1, or PayPal at KarenReed921. Make sure if you're on the Venmo or the PayPal, make sure you do that correctly, because I've seen people screw up Venmos, and it's hard to get your money back if you screw that up. So make sure if you do that, you do it the right way, and then you send a screen capture after to Nick Rocco. So I hope people join that fundraiser. Someone says Morrissey and crew are at Javert. I don't even know what that is. I hope they're having fun. I hope they're enjoying their Saturday night. If you win, bring Grande. He'll be hungry. Broken Baker. I can't do that kind of charity work anymore. No more. I'd bring Kevin before I bought Grande. Yeah, Kevin would actually be a little entertaining. Kevin is funny. Grant, I know he can be funny at times too, but there's something really sad about Grant over Kevin. Yeah, I just say the other night with Bederow, the biggest laugh we had was about the Saturday Night Fever video with Kevin. And then we started talking about other videos with, his buddy there, Joe. It was just hilarious. We're going through all the videos, the meme videos. It was just so much fun the other night. Talking about the Tristan video when that lady at the end shows up. Like, where did that lady come from? If you haven't seen that Saturday Night Fever video from Shawnee Sean, you got to check that out with Kevin. It's the funniest video ever. The way that they get everyone to dance. And then all of a sudden, the part that killed me is like, you're watching the video for a little while, and then all of a sudden, Chicken Palm Charlie shows up. That's when I was like, I couldn't control myself anymore. If someone has it, post it in the chat. The Kevin Saturday Night Fever video. It's the funniest video, I think, of all of them. The ending is it's like hilarious from the very beginning with the music, and it just gets better and better and better and better. It's like they add more to it. That one is just so good. Yeah, Bederow loves Flipper. He loves the Flipper. He was talking about he was like directing, like ready to produce the next Flipper video, telling us we got to get Flipper to do this video. He has it all plotted out. Like Bederow is into these videos. So again, Sunday night, I'm going to be live at 7 p.m. with a huge guest. Going to be talking about the Canton police audit, why their firm did participate with a former Massachusetts state police officer. This is going to be a big show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. here at the Young Jerks. We're also Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. I'm going to be broadcasting the Canton police audit bid reveal. They're basically going to announce how many bids and record the bids that they got, if they got any. I think they got one maybe. So 2 p.m. on Tuesday, also going to be broadcasting that. I'm expecting kind of a big week for us. So just make sure you're checking out every day on our YouTube to see if we have a show later that night. You don't want to miss what's coming up this week on our show. Scott McGinnis says Flipper is quite talented. His editing and splicing in sync with the music. It is so good. It is. That's the thing. We have like our content creators. That's why Kevin, I'm convinced, went heel. Is because he knew he couldn't compete in this space. Like he always says, "Oh, if I had just gone your way, I would have had as many followers." I don't think he would have after a while. Like I think that people would have kind of, because there's so many other creators in the space. It's very, you have to like, not easy. Their bench, they don't have a bench. They don't even have any starters. We have like 50 teams of starters. You know what I mean? Like, you know, look at that party we did, the dinner party the other night. That was just like 10 of us. And everyone was saying, you left out Sean, you left out Olivia, you left out Melanie Little, you all Broken Baker. Like, there's so many people that should have been there that night. But that's the point. The side for truth and justice. I love the a thing that the Galera said the other night. We were talking, and he's like, you know, this is true crime. I don't like that term. They look at us like we're true crime creators. He said, this is a justice movement. We're out for justice. We're not like a true crime community. We're a justice community. So I'll leave you with that, justice folks, because that's what we're all after, right? We want justice for real victims. We want justice for people who are being charged with crimes they didn't commit. We want justice for John O'Keefe. We want justice for Sandra Birchmore. We want justice for the families of these victims and their friends, obviously. We also want justice for Karen Reed, 100%, who they've tried to bankrupt. They really have. She's lost equity in her properties. They're not just trying to bankrupt her, they're trying to bankrupt her entire family, her mother and father. It was good to see Nathan the other night. I really appreciate Nathan. He's a great brother. And again, please, if you can afford to give money to Turtle Boy Defense Fund and give money to freekarenreed.net. And again, $50. If you give a donation of $50, you can enter the contest. You send a screenshot to Nick Rocco, freekarenreed.net. $50, send it over. Take a screen capture of that donation, send it over to Nick Rocco, and you're in the contest to see if you can win dinner with Karen Reed. If you win dinner and if you need a date, you need a guest, you can invite me. Some people are single. They don't have a date. They don't have a friend to bring that may be interested. Bring me. You can ask me. I'll come on the date with you. So let's do this. Let's raise some more money for Karen Reed. Let's support Turtle Boy. And I'll see everyone tomorrow night, Sunday night, 7 p.m. I want to thank everyone who's been sticking with us tonight. It's been a long night. 1,100 still here. Wow. Again, I'm going to post what we went over tonight, the PDF. I'm going to post it in the Young Jerks Facebook group. I'm also going to post it in the Justice Facebook group. So look for that. And if you haven't joined the Young Jerks Facebook group, we have a Facebook group. Please join us there as well. All right. Thank you so much, everyone who's been donating, supporting, watching. I want to check out one thing, see if there's any Venmos that came in tonight. Oh, Suzanne sent 25 on Venmo. She says, can't let YouTube take it all. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Okay, that was the Venmo tonight. Thank you so much, Suzanne. And Trisha gave me $5 on Thursday. She said for our court stream through Megan Fox. Thank you so much. Thank you, Trisha. And Clara also sent $10 on Thursday. Thank you so much, Clara. I want to make sure I get those in because I don't think I got them in the last show. Thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow night, Sunday night. Got a big show, 7 p.m. with a former Massachusetts State Police. His auditing firm declined to bid on the Canton Police audit, and he wrote a public letter about it. And we're going to interview him tomorrow night at 7 p.m. He's going to tell us the reasons why, what's wrong with the police audit, what he can do to fix it. And he's going to talk about some of his other experience in, auditing other cities and towns, their police departments. He's a former Massachusetts State Police. I'm wicked excited to have him on the show for the first time. It should be a good show tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I'll see everyone there. Have a great night, everyone. Peace. Love you.